things are really getting serious now in Europe. And I told you yesterday that this war is about ready to expand, that Russia is making its move. They've taken another village in Ukraine besides the big city that they just took, and there's tanks on the move. Plus, there's new threats and anguish. I'll tell you about what's happening. You're not going to believe it. Wow. First, let me put a shout out right now for thehealthyfat.com/Paul. That's thehealthyfat.com/Paul. It turns out the key to losing weight and keeping it off is not in carbs or fat or even probiotic rich foods. No, the end game of having a healthy weight, as well as more energy and long, healthy life, comes down to a specific switch. You can flip it in your body to flush out those unnecessary calories. Dr. Stephen Gundry is calling this the caloric bypass. That's pretty good. And by achieving this specific process in your body, he has seen thousands, yes, thousands of people dramatically improve their health, even at age 50 and beyond. This includes losing weight, getting tons more energy, returning to the good health they had in their youth once they simply addressed this one key to better health. Not only that, this is actually associated with improved digestion, strong feeling joints and muscles, smoother skin, healthier lives, meaning it could be a key factor in your life. Matter of fact, Dr. Stephen Gundry has lost 70 pounds using his research and has kept that weight off for over 20 years, and his digestive issues are gone. Matter of fact, his health is fantastic. He feels younger and stronger and healthier today than he did in his 40s. So click on the video, click on that link below this video. 20 million people have already watched this video. Lives are changing. Just go to simply thehealthyfat.com. That's thehealthyfat.com, and you'll be glad you did. All right. Well, there's some things I'd like to be glad about, and that would be the ending of these wars. But it's not ending. We know that Israel and Hamas, we know that situation. We know that the United Nations is even trying to put extra pressure, the whole world is, to try to get Israel to go to a ceasefire. And the ceasefire is not the problem. The problem is, and give the Palestinians their own Palestinian state, which is half of the land of Israel. That's not flying. I can't believe Joe Biden's behind that movement, along with the United Nations and all the nations of the world, but he is. Meanwhile, you go to Russia. Russia, of course, is making a ton of movement. They are taking ground in Ukraine. Zelensky is saying that he's losing the war, and as Mike from around the world said, once Russia gets in Ukraine, they'll never leave until they take the whole country. Well, it's not just that. Russia now has the nations, as I told you yesterday, the Baltic states are afraid they're next. Poland, Romania, Hungary, Slovakia, they're all very nervous right now. But Russia just threatened France. What? Yes. Moscow threatens to shoot down the French airplanes out of the sky, even though they're in international waters. They're over international airspace because France's warplanes are flying, surveillance planes flying over the Black Sea, even in international airspace. According to Paris, they're reporting that Russia has said and are making threats to shoot their planes out of the sky. Now, Russia's forces have threatened to shoot down the French aircraft patrolling in international airspace over the Black Sea. It has emerged as a serious complication. French's defense minister, Sébastien Lecornu, refused to give details about the planes at risk, but he said Russia is returning to the particularly aggressive behavior in Europe, reminiscent of the former Soviet Union's behavior during the Cold War. Also, a month ago, They even gave very concrete example of Russian air traffic controller system threatening to shoot down a French aircraft over the Black Sea when we were in free international zone in this international airspace. And then this happened again yesterday. The revelation comes as Russian troops are reportedly pressing on toward towns and villages near Adivka. And this is really wild because when you think about this, they took Adivka very easily, but now they're taking the villages and small towns that are surrounding it, having now captured this key eastern city in eastern Ukraine. Russian forces have secured Adivka after months of bombardments and reduced that town to rubble. It was Russia's biggest victory since May of 2023. And now they're taking more villages and more towns as Ukrainian troops are fleeing. Hundreds of Ukrainian troops have been captured and are now part of prisoners of war. Wow, the Ukrainian drone pilot of the 47th Mechanized Brigade says they continued their assault on our positions. We had to fall back. And after Adivka, the villages nearby also are falling. Myronrad, Pokrovsk, and some of the other even larger towns are in their sights. They're moving. Russian President Vladimir Putin even flew on a modernized Tu-160M nuclear-capable strategic bomber yesterday in a move likely to be seen in the West as a pointed reminder of Moscow's nuclear capabilities. The giant swing-wing plane is a substantially modernized version of the Soviet-era bomber that the USSR would have deployed in the event of nuclear war with the West to deliver nuclear weapons at long ranges. And now it's been upgraded as the Tu-160M, capable of carrying 12 nuclear cruise missiles or 12 short-range nuclear missiles, and can fly 12,000 kilometers or 7,500 miles without fueling. This is incredible. Why was Putin in one of these aircrafts flying over the area? And he's showing actual more force. And he's showing again that he is willing to use the nuclear option and capabilities that he has. And after his flight on the aircraft, Putin said the aircraft is reliable and is ready to be used. So the war is certainly expanding, guys. The war is absolutely expanding. And if you're tired, get over it. Jesus said there'll be wars and rumors of wars. If you think the Middle East war is about over, forget about it. The prophecy of the whole world, God saying this in Joel 3, that he'll bring the whole world down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and plead with the world not to part the land of Israel. But as you can see, as I've been reporting, and as the news is reporting all around you, the United Nations are absolutely now have a laser focus on dividing the land of Israel, even if it's forcibly done without Israel's permission. Israel says, no, you won't do this forcibly. What does that mean? And while that's going on, Putin is taking ground, taking more cities, more towns, more villages, and Zelensky is pleading now, saying that he's losing the war and he's run out of ammunition and troops are retreating. And it looks like Putin is going to make a move now to try to take the entire country. He could probably do this within about another year. So this is not the end of the war. And actually, you have to start looking at these other nations that I talked about yesterday that are now in Putin's sights. So, and then there's China and Taiwan, and how China has said Taiwan belongs to them. And they will recover that island, the Providence they call it. I call it Taiwan a nation. But China is saying they will recover it or take it back, even though Taiwan has been independent since 1948 after the war. So we're in World War III. I think that's pretty obvious. And I'm not going to be Neville Chamberlain and run around saying it's almost over, peace is around the corner. No, I'm going to tell you practically. Jesus said this would happen, wars and rumors of wars, nations would rise against nations and kingdoms against kingdoms. And if you throw in all the rest of the apocalyptic events that are going on right now around the world, you truly can see that we're living in the last days. France have been given a serious warning. And I think that's why Putin is flying in the nukes. He is sending a message to the West, to France and to all of the West, that he's not playing, but he's on the move. We'll continue to keep a close eye on all of this and how, of course, it ties into Ezekiel 38 because Russia is also setting in Syria. And, oh, by the way, Iran, we just heard it, has sent thousands of missiles to Russia. And I'm sure they're trading those missiles for oil. They're selling those missiles to Russia. And I'm sure that Iran is using that cash to fund the war efforts in the Middle East. So this is a very dangerous time while America is in a state of chaos over its 2024 election. And with its southern border wide open, and with our economy in the tank, we have serious complications. Give your life to Jesus Christ. He certainly is coming soon. And I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. And let me just say to you, we've been doing online broadcasting now for 14 years. Celebrate that with me. It's March the 1st will be the 14-year anniversary that we've been doing daily updates and online broadcasting to millions of people, winning thousands to Jesus Christ, which is our ultimate goal. Please help me to do that. Celebrate with me if you would, and plan on March 1st to give a one-time offering or one-time donation significant to help us march on with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Celebrate with me. I appreciate it. This is my 40th year of ministry. I'll be celebrating that in June, but we're celebrating as we do every year. We always do a special offering on March the 1st. And so if this ministry, if this YouTube channel, if it has helped you in any way, let us know. Celebrate with us with your love gift. God bless you. I'll see you tonight also with Mike from around the world at 9 p.m. Eastern. Are you serious? I am.